Free PD, ASAP. That's all it said. No photo, no background, no elaborate message. Just 3 words and a double exclamation mark thrown onto Justin Combs' Instagram story. But behind those 3 words lies one of the most high-profile legal sagas in hip-hop history, a storm that has ripped apart one of music's most powerful dynasties. Sean Diddy Combs, the mogul who once embodied the rise of hip-hop entrepreneurship, is facing sentencing after a year behind bars. His son Justin, 31, is begging the court and the public to see his father the way he does, not as the disgraced star splashed across headlines, but as a parent, a protector, and a man he insists still has more to give. But can Justin's plea really shift the outcome of a federal sentencing? Or is this just the latest chapter in a story where family loyalty, celebrity power, and cold, hard justice collide? 1. The rise and fall of a mogul. To understand why Justin's plea carries so much emotional weight, you have to rewind to who Sean Combs was and what he represented. Born in Harlem, Diddy built an empire from scratch. From Uptown Records to founding Bad Boy Entertainment, from discovering the notorious B.I.G. to producing chart-topping hits, he became a symbol of ambition. He wasn't just a rapper, he was a businessman, launching clothing lines, running a record label, and building a reputation as hip-hop's ultimate hustler. For decades, Diddy projected power. He wasn't just part of the culture, he shaped it. Awards, millions in revenue, and a seat at the table with business elites made him one of the most influential black entrepreneurs in America. But fame and wealth often come with shadows. Behind the music videos, champagne, and red carpets, rumors swirled for years. Allegations of abusive behavior, troubling parties. And darker secrets surfaced but never stuck until now. Abusive behavior, troubling parties, and darker secrets surfaced but never stuck until now. His September 2024 arrest changed everything. Suddenly, the mogul who had built his life around controlling the narrative lost control of his own story. 2. The charges that shook the industry. When federal agents took Diddy into custody in New York, it felt surreal. He wasn't facing minor charges. The indictment read like a script from a crime drama: racketeering, sex trafficking, and transporting individuals for prostitution. The racketeering and trafficking allegations, the heaviest of the charges, carried penalties so severe that legal analysts said he could have been locked away for life if convicted. Prosecutors painted a picture of a powerful man who abused wealth and status to manipulate those around him. But after months in court, Diddy was acquitted of those graver charges. To some, it was proof the case against him was exaggerated. For others, it was a technicality, a failure of the system to pin down a man with the resources to fight back. Still, the acquittal didn't erase everything. He was convicted on 2 counts of transporting individuals for prostitution. These centered on what insiders described as freak-offs, private events where escorts were allegedly flown to participate in sexual performances while Diddy watched. The charges may have been lesser, but they stuck, and that's where things get complicated. How do you sentence a man acquitted of life-ending charges but convicted of crimes that still carry prison time? 3. Life behind bars. Diddy in prison since his arrest. Diddy has been held at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center. For a man who once lived in mansions, flew private jets, and wore designer suits daily, MDC was a different world. Reports from inside describe harsh conditions, overcrowding, limited visitation, poor food, and constant surveillance. Diddy's legal team has leaned heavily on this in their arguments, insisting that 13 months in such an environment has already been punishment enough. But Diddy didn't stay quiet behind bars. His attorneys revealed that he started teaching a course called Free Game with Diddy, offering business and entrepreneurial advice to fellow inmates. According to rave inmate reviews, the classes gave others hope and practical skills. Was it genuine growth or a calculated move to soften his image before sentencing? That's for the judge to decide. 4. Justin's plea. A son's desperation. Amid all of this, Justin Combs stepped forward. At 31, he's not just a child anymore. He's a grown man watching his father's empire crumble in real time. His Free PD ASAP Instagram story wasn't just a slogan. It was a cry for help. By choosing Hate Me Now as the soundtrack, Justin tied his father's current downfall to a theme of resilience against hate and judgment. But his Instagram post was only the beginning. In a heartfelt letter submitted to the court, Justin described the void left by his father's absence. Life has felt incomplete, he wrote. Each morning I wake up praying it was just a nightmare. He emphasized that Diddy wasn't just a celebrity to him, but a consistent father who had been present every day of his life. His plea was raw. Please allow him the chance to come home, to be the father his children desperately need, and to continue the work of becoming the man I know he is capable of being. Justin wasn't alone. Letters poured in from all of Diddy's children, except for his youngest, Love, who is just 2 years old. From Quincy, Diddy's adopted son, to the twins, Delilah and Jesse, the family presented a united front. Each letter told a story of a father who, despite his flaws, was deeply loved. 5. The defense's strategy. Redemption and rehabilitation. Diddy's attorneys are pushing for leniency. Their proposal, a 14-month sentence, followed by supervised release, mandatory therapy, and drug treatment. With Diddy having already served 13 months, this would mean he could walk free almost immediately. Their arguments center on 3 points: time served. They claim he has already been adequately punished in harsh prison conditions. Rehabilitation efforts. His prison course is presented as proof of personal growth and contribution. Character testimonies. The letters from his children, colleagues, and friends serve as evidence of the positive impact he's had. But the prosecution sees it differently. 6. The prosecutor's push. Accountability versus celebrity. Federal prosecutors argue that leniency would be a mistake. They believe a slap on the wrist for Diddy would send a dangerous message that celebrity and wealth can minimize justice. They've painted him as a man who abused power, not one who stumbled into minor mistakes. Judge Arun Subramanian, who will ultimately hand down the sentence, has already denied Diddy's requests for bail in earlier stages of the case. His reasoning? The charges were serious and the risks too great. That decision hinted at a judge unwilling to be swayed by fame or emotional appeals. With prosecutors likely to push for years instead of months, the courtroom is set for a clash between mercy and accountability. 7. Public perception, sympathy, or privilege. Justin's campaign to defend his father has sparked divided opinions. To supporters, it's touching, a son standing by his father during his darkest hour. To critics, it reeks of privilege, another example of a powerful family trying to manipulate public opinion and sway the system. Diddy has always been a polarizing figure. Some see him as a trailblazer, a self-made mogul who pushed hip-hop into mainstream business. Others view him as an opportunist who left a trail of controversy in his wake. The stakes are higher than just one man's sentence. A lenient ruling could fuel public outrage, painting the justice system as one that bends for the wealthy. A harsher sentence could cement Diddy's downfall, but devastate a family already fractured by his incarceration. 8. What's next? The sentencing. October 3rd will be the decisive day. The possibilities are wide-ranging. Time served and release. If the judge accepts the defense's argument, Diddy could walk free immediately. Short sentence. A moderate ruling could add months or a few years to his time. Harsh sentence. If the judge sides with prosecutors, Diddy could face a significantly longer term, reshaping his legacy forever. The decision won't just impact Diddy. It'll shape how the public remembers him, how his children live their lives, and how the music industry views one of its former kings. Conclusion. As the world waits, the emotional heart of the story comes back to Justin's words. Free PD ASAP. For Justin and his siblings, this isn't about chart positions, business deals, or scandals. It's about missing their father. It's about waking up each day with an absence they can't fill. But for the justice system, it's about something bigger, proving that no matter how powerful or famous you are, the law applies the same. Whether those two perspectives can ever meet in the middle is the question hanging over Sean Diddy Combs' future. Will the judge see him through the lens of his crimes, or through the eyes of the children who still believe he deserves one more chance?